kids! Hey, kids! It's a 3 p.m. on a Tuesday. You know what that means? You're gonna die tonight, bitch.
Tuesday!
All week long. There it is. All rise, order in the court. We're in Cowlitz. We're over in Orange County, I think it is it?
Yeah, I've got Orange County going up down there in the beautiful Florida area, but yeah, we got a case. This guy just got up and the guy's coming to sit down. Let's see what he's got to say.
Nathan Osborne.
Perfect timing.
Yes.
Jason Momoa, falling on hard times.
Nathan Daniel Osborne, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any relation to
Looks
Ozzy?
like we have a readiness hearing set for January 9th and the jury trial for January 20th. It looks like you're being held on a fairly severe Superior Court bail right now, $75,000. So, does the defense have any issues to raise at pretrial?
I wanted to
75K.
check.
Is that her
I
piss
don't believe
jug back
he's
there?
held on our cases.
No, he's
On
not.
my case. This is my case. And we are trailing the felony. It looks like the Superior Court case has pretrial November 17, readiness December 13, trial
Helen.
20. So I think our dates are currently beyond those, if I heard Your Honor correctly.
We're January 9th on the readiness and January 20th on the jury trial.
Yeah, and the felony dates are in December. So I think our dates are okay as they're set.
Okay.
We'll just keep an eye. And Nathan, I'll be keeping an eye on what's going on in Superior Court, okay? And I don't believe, like I said, I don't believe he's held on ours. Is that
No,
correct?
he's not. He's not. He's PR. Okay, thank you for joining us, Mr. Osborne. That'll take care of it. Very good. Okay, who do we have next?
Guess that was quick and easy.
Your Honor?
Thank you.
He's a scary looking dude. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, didn't even talk. She's kind of a scary looking woman. Hey,
You are Sarah Marie Christ, correct?
there it is.
Chris, I have before me a statement of defendant upon plea of guilty to a charge of criminal trespass in the second degree. Have you had a chance to review that with your attorney?
Yes,
Nobody does it like Sarah Lee.
yes,
And did you either sign it or authorize them to put your signature on it?
yes, I
Is
have.
it does it or doesn't
The
like?
elements of this crime are that you unlawfully
Age-old
entered or
question.
remained on the property of another, and that happened in the city of Kelso. Are you aware of those elements?
Yes,
By pleading guilty, you're giving up the right to a speedy public trial in front of an impartial jury. You're giving up the right to remain silent. You're giving up the right to hear and question the prosecutor's witnesses. You're giving up your right to testify on your own behalf, call your own witnesses, and to compel witnesses to appear at no expense to you. You're giving up your right to force the prosecutor to prove each and every element of the crime charged beyond a reasonable doubt. You're giving up your right to appeal from a determination of guilt. You understand? These are your
Yes.
trial rights. Giving them up. Okay. Maximum 90 days and $1,000 plus $1,050 in assessments. Do you understand that?
Is she a little person?
That's
yes,
the maximum potential. Prosecutor's asking for 1 day credit for time served, 89 suspended, $1,000 fine, all of it suspended, and the dismissal of that unlawful camping charge. Do you understand that?
yes,
Now, I don't have to follow their recommendation on sentencing, and I could give you up to the maximum, but I do have to dismiss that other charge. Do you understand that?
yes, I do.
If you're not a citizen, this conviction could result in deportation, exclusion from admission, or denial of naturalization under the laws of the United States. And I can suspend
Hey.
sentence for 3 years. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Then to the charge of criminal trespass in the second degree, how do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm making this plea freely and voluntarily.
What was that again?
I'm making this plea freely
Hey.
and voluntarily.
Huh?
Yes,
Is it really
Anybody
cold in there?
threaten you,
That's
you
what I was
can't
thinking.
plead guilty.
no,
Other than the prosecutor's promised recommendation, has anybody made any other promises to get you to plead guilty?
no,
They have a statement that says on October 28th, 2022 in Kelso, Washington, I trespassed onto property belonging to the Kelso Senior Center, in which I had previously been trespassed indefinitely. Is that true?
You can't go to the senior center. She's a senior,
Wow.
obviously.
yes,
Okay. I'll find that there is a factual basis for this plea, that it is knowingly, voluntarily.
What was she-
imposed on the other.
What was she
I
going
will
in there
accept
for?
it, find the defendant guilty of this offense.
Hooking?
She was good. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Maybe she was offering services
Thank
to
you,
the
Your Honor. Our
elderly gentleman.
recommendation was for 1 day, but she has served longer than that. We would just
Belay.
ask the court to follow the recommendation.
Thank you.
We would
Hallelujah.
agree with that, Your Honor.
On the monetary monorail it is.
She's homeless and she's struggling a bit out there. She is going to connect with, she talked about, did you say CORE? I said CAP, and I think you said CORE. She also missed a doctor's appointment by being arrested, so she's got to get set back up with her doctor. She is
She also
one of the
missed her
resources.
reservation at a very nice restaurant, Your Honor.
We have a handout that we give people, but I don't know if those resources are still available because that was a handout we got before.
No, I
COVID
think she's
hit.
more for
So,
tea.
I would encourage her to come
I
out with that
absolutely
handout,
would.
see if any of that's still available to her.
Definitely my cup of tea.
And again, yes,
He
she's
likes
been in
that short
custody
hair.
since the
Oh, God,
28th.
yes.
We'd ask the court to follow the recommendation.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to say before I sentence you?
No, sir.
Was she just
Okay,
trespassing?
1 day in
Uh,
jail, 89 suspended.
Yeah, and they
$1,000 fine.
Did
threw
they have a
some-
place to stay, maybe?
Conditions
They threw a
of-
couple of things out.
Have no criminal law violations. And
It seemed like she'd already been
trespassed
trespassed from there already.
Orders, restraining orders, or trespass notices. You get credit for time served. I've entered a notice of dismissal on the cause number that ends in 264.
I'll put the one in there
the
for
unlawful
Mikey.
camping
Oh,
charge.
thank you.
So we'll send over the paperwork and they should process you out today.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
That's it.
Aaron Harris, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Aaron.
Hey now.
You are Aaron Elise Harris, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Harris, I have before me a statement.
at her eye.
It's
close.
a charge of theft in the third degree. and a
tattooed.
statement of defendant upon plea of guilty to a charge of malicious mischief in the third degree. I've got a chance to review each one of
Thank
these guilty plea forms.
Yeah.
You have to say it out loud so I can hear it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Do
Maybe she's
you
got pink eye
understand
in
them?
that eye.
And did you sign them?
Conjunctivitis.
Okay, and in the cause number that ends in 217, I received an agreed motion amending this to the infraction of no valid operator's license with the agreement that the infraction would be admitted and a $200 fine. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
That takes care of that case, and I'll hand that order to the
To
clerk.
the
Now, back to our two guilty plea forms. The elements of theft in the third degree are that you within the city of Kelso with the intent to deprive, exerted unlawful control over the property of another. And the elements of malicious mischief in the third degree are that
hello, Nate.
you in the city of
Nate.
Kelso knowingly cause damage to the property of another. Do you understand those are the elements of the two offenses?
Yeah.
By pleading guilty, you're giving up the right to a speedy public trial in front of an impartial jury. You're giving up the right to remain silent. You're giving up the right to hear and question the prosecutor's witnesses. Giving up your right to testify on your own behalf. You're giving up your right to be presumed innocent. You're giving up the right to appeal from a determination of guilt. You understand these are your trial rights, and you're giving them up by pleading guilty.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Maximum sentence on each of these is 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine plus $5,250 in assessments. Are you aware of that fact?
Yes, Your Honor.
Prosecutors making a recommendation here of 5 days in jail on each charge with 359 suspended, and that they're asking that I run the time concurrent for a total of 5 days. Do you understand that's their recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you understand that they're also making a recommendation that I dismiss the cause number that ends in 707, which is another malicious mischief third degree? Understand
Your
that?
Honor.
She's so malicious, Creed.
But at
Now,
least you're here,
Understand,
Bigfoot.
I'm not bound by anybody's recommendation here. I can give you any sentence up to the maximum.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
However, I
Caitlin got candy in her mouth.
that last charge upon the
True.
motion. You're aware of that fact.
Yes, I'm
By the
aware.
way, Candy works at the gas station on the corner of
You're aware
5th
of
and
the
Main.
fact that if you're not a citizen, these guilty pleas could result in deportation, exclusion from admission, or denial of naturalization under the laws of the United States. Are you aware of that?
Yes, I'm aware.
Then to the charge of theft in the third degree, how do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
To the charge of malicious mischief in the third degree, how do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty,
Are making these pleas freely and voluntarily?
voluntarily.
Does anybody threaten you to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody made any promises to get you to plead guilty other than the prosecutor's
Is
promise?
Caitlin watching us? Because she's constantly like agreeing with us.
I have a statement that says on June 16, 2022, in
Just
Tulsa,
flipped you
Washington,
off.
I took merchandise from Sportsman's Warehouse without paying for it.
Oh,
And deprive them of that merchandise. Is that true?
Yes, it's true.
And I have a statement that says on May 8, 2022 in Woodland, Washington, I broke the window in the back door of the residence of Tyre Worley during an argument. Is that true?
Yes, it's true.
she
Okay,
is
now-
wild, Creed.
She is.
I did it just,
Yeah, it intentionally works also.
yeah, it was just out of anger. I don't know if that means recklessly or not.
Yeah, recklessly or intentionally. What I'm trying to get at is, it wasn't like you slipped and fell and accidentally broke.
No,
I'll
Did
find
you
it through the fact that
slip and
police-
fall into that
police-
door that got you in the eye?
I'll accept them and find the defendant guilty of each of these offenses. As I've noted, I've entered an order of dismissal,
Avid hunter.
cause number that ends in 707, another malicious mischief in the third degree. And in the cause number that ends in 217, I've entered an infraction commission with a $200 fine. So on sentencing from the prosecution,
We just ask that you follow the recommendation, Your Honor.
Oh, she got weird teeth.
let's hear
Never
from the
mind.
defense.
Yeah, we would join in that request, Your Honor. She's been in custody. She has served her sentence. We'd ask the court to follow the recommendation. Her status as indigent hasn't changed.
Oh, no.
How many days has she been in?
She was booked the 28th, so we're going on 11 days.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to say, Ms. Harris, before I sentence you?
no, Your Honor.
I saw that. I was wondering if that was a piss
I'm
job.
gonna not completely follow the recommendation. I am gonna give 5 days on each with 359 suspended and a $5,000 fine with all of it suspended.
Oh,
I am, however, gonna run the 2 terms consecutively for a total of 10 days. Credit for time served, of course. It sounds
she's
like
getting out.
that big a difference, but she's got too many thefts for me to start running a new theft concurrent with another charge. Conditions of the suspended portion of the sentence: have no criminal law violations on any act committed after imposition of sentence today. Do not enter any Sportsman's Warehouse anywhere.
Priceless.
We'll send over this paperwork.
That's the same thing as valueless, right?
Cases.
No,
Okay, sounds like you should be getting processed out this morning.
All right, thank you.
You bet.
That put a smile on her face and a twinkle in her one
Your
eye.
Honor, Sarah Nims is at Western State Hospital.
Still, do we have any idea of when?
By the way, with those drawings, we don't mention it enough, but if you screenshot them, the first person that gets them onto Discord, all the way down to the bottom, you'll see
Mm-hmm.
where you hit for what is it? I don't remember exactly what it says. I made
NFT something.
yeah. NFT something down on the bottom of our Discord, and the first person to post it on there is the owner. Just so you know,
It's just the way it is. It's how the rules of the game are played, Creed.
Yes, Your Honor.
We'd like an update on Ms. Nims, please.
Yes, Your Honor. So I checked in with her felony attorney. They had
No.
authorized in felony court a third restoration period. They have a review.
on Wednesday,
PM.
yeah, we got to do it a little later.
8 p.m. tomorrow night.
So members only on We Got a Chase channel will be tomorrow. At what time? 8
p.m. Eastern.
8 East tomorrow. And members only Fridays, normal time, 6 o'clock.
Somebody won all the money in California. I'm hearing.
Do you trust it? I mean, that was
The most rigged thing I've ever seen in my life.
I'm sorry, Ms. Grimm. No, screen. Mr. Lee. Is that okay?
Yes,
with
Your Honor.
Mark Nelson? Okay, January 17th at 1 p.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Maxwell.
I've got a couple of our 1030s already in my waiting room. Counsel, would you like to take those at this point?
well, do we not have Mr. Williams on, or did that get?
Oh,
struck?
I'm sorry. I called him up and told him to strike that. He's compliant.
Okay.
Yeah, we got the firearm surrender document in, so I told.
Right, I filed it with the plea.
Yeah, okay. So I've got.
I sent Mikey a great
Jeremiah
Karen
Gish.
video today. The ear part was what really made me
And
laugh out loud, like legit. The in my ear. And
I'm just the whole thing was quite the
A
mess.
request to terminate.
Maybe the kid needs to hear it.
Am I doing those right now?
No,
Okay.
All right. I think they're done with the jail stuff. Hey, Texas Tim.
Texas Tim here, bud.
Texas. Well, I don't know. Jeremiah
Oh.
might. Wait a minute.
Jeremiah.
Gish.
Okay, we have Mr. Gish answer this report. Mr. Gish, we are here.
Is that a penis
for
written on the wall
review
above his head, or
on
next to his head?
Your compliance on a stipulated order of continuance. Looks like a 24-month stipulated order of continuance.
Good
was
point.
entered September
Like
14th of 2018. And looks like we've subsequently had a criminal conviction, and that criminal conviction involves driving, which was a separate prohibition under the stipulated order.
I think that
of
is a dick and balls,
continuance.
by the way. Yeah, NFT ownership claim on Discord. There it is.
Hearing for him, or do we
you,
need
Captain
to
Happy.
appoint you?
we have not been assigned to this case, so I have no knowledge of this.
Yeah, that
Okay.
all night and
Mr. Gish,
you know,
would you like me
into
to appoint an attorney to
afternoon,
represent you in this case?
next day.
No, thank you.
Are you sure? Because there's a possibility that we're going to revoke you and.
The referees are terrible this year. Terrible.
Yes, then we'll put an attorney in.
Okay, very good. What we're going to do
I
is.
thought he was going to tell us he had joined some sort of Amish community in
Okay.
Yeah, I was getting at Amish feel too. He left on Rumspringer.
I don't know.
They said it's one where I've got a subsequent criminal conviction, and that criminal conviction is a driving conviction. That's two separate violations of the SOC.
I'm going to change that today, Captain. To MFT.
And he's paid his money, and he did 5 days of out of custody work crew. So there is a good possibility.
By the way, Creed, you know, everybody send me their addresses and stuff
So
for
what do you
Christmas
call the
cards.
violations?
Mhm.
I'm looking at his record.
I'm not going to say who
Reckless
it
driving.
was that I got their email for me to send them a card.
Mikey looks up all information.
Well, this person had their work stuff on there. And I was very surprised about this person's kind of important sounding job. It could just be in the title, but it's a very leadership-esque title, like in something you gotta be kind of smart at.
I like that.
And it's a person that's always in our chat and stuff. I'm like, how's this person ever get any of this work done?
Not
Always hanging out here all the time.
not the first person that has surprised us with some
I don't. I'm looking at jobs right
pretty damn interesting job.
Yeah, I was very surprised.
Got no criminal law violations on it, so.
Right.
And sorry, my computer's a little slow.
I would just ask if the court's got a copy of the agreement to send it.
Yeah, can you pull that up now?
You understand what's going on, Jeremiah?
It has been years since all of this has happened, and
He has no clue what's going on. Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
A lot.
Here's what's going on. September 14th of 18, you entered into an agreement with the city of Kelso. And they said
Okay.
they'd dismiss your assault and the fourth degree charges against you if you do 4 things over 2 years. One of them was not have any criminal law violations.
I haven't
You
cared.
subsequently had a criminal law violation, which was a driving while suspended
They're
in
good
the
sheriff.
second degree that you pled down to a driving while suspended third. That was about 6 months later. And I cannot remember which county it was out of, but it wasn't.
I think it was Lewis.
Yeah.
Lewis, I think that's what it was.
Because if I remember correctly, I was
This is something he
on my
entered
way
into
back
4
from
years
seeing
ago.
my mother for the
Think so.
holidays, and I didn't have no idea that my license was even suspended. Nobody gave me a notice. Nobody gave me anything. And when he arrested me, I ended up, I think it was like a $600 fine, and I was good to go. And I paid the fine right there.
Yeah.
So other than that, I haven't had anything since.
Okay, I follow, but I would need a copy of the agreement. I've got no access to it.
That'd be great.
We're
Billy.
getting there. My on
Supervisor,
Licking County.
director of the paper mill.
Well, let's do it this way.
Hello,
okay?
Mary.
We're gonna put this matter over for a couple of weeks. And then you got a pen and a paper so I can give
It's
you. a
been
phone
4
number.
years. What does it matter now?
It seems like
Yeah.
he got
Uh,
in trouble. He wasn't
Yeah.
supposed to.
Yeah,
Give me 1 moment.
and really had
And
no idea.
Yeah, and now it's
Thank
almost like they want to revoke it in a way, I
Mhm.
guess.
My clerk just sent you the document.
I'm wondering if he was a
Thank
smooth
you.
talker, if he could have talked his way right out of this one or not.
My God, how long is Cedric going to be gone for?
Oh, is he still gone?
He's still not back yet.
All right.
He's got
I'm ready, Your
criminal
Honor.
stuff. You said.
Okay,
today,
360 501
501
8092.
8092.
That is the Grimm Law Group. Give them a
Mr.
call.
Grimm.
Write down the date, November 22nd at
11
10:30.
10:30 a.m.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
Yeah,
Sue.
now give that number.
I
we're
want
gonna-
Sue
as
on
soon as you
with us
leave, I want you
one
to give
day.
that number a call and then come back on that date. We've sent a
Okay.
copy of the paperwork to your new attorney.
Oh,
and
did he?
She'll be able to help you out with it, okay?
There you go. K is
what's my attorney's name?
Wow.
Oh,
vast
it's
wealth of
me.
knowledge.
Mary
What's your
Grimm.
name?
Yeah, I saw her over there.
My last name's Grimm, like the brothers Grimm, Grimm.
We's not bad,
Okay, cool.
Mar.
I will give you a call as soon as this
Can't
Zoom is
complain.
over.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Gish.
Thank you.
Leave your
Yeesh.
number and I'll call you back, okay? Because I'll
Mm.
still be in court for a little bit.
You got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, no, we never tried. Hey, it's that wall. I don't know if you want to break that wall, you know.
Yeah. You start letting people know
Now.
what we're doing. Next thing you know, they're putting stuff up about us not watching and
Yes.
things like that.
Yes.
Good
Louder
morning, Ms. Hudak.
sports.
Hello, Your Honor.
We're a
Hi.
little early, but I've had a couple.
I
of
feel
people-
like maybe Alex Manning knows people are watching now, and she's kind of not
Reeled it
on
in a
as
little bit.
much. Yeah.
I have Miss Long, Your Honor.
Could be.
Is there another one that I should be aware of?
Oh,
Natural
no,
redhead,
you're-
everybody.
Like I said, we're a few minutes early, but I've got someone that's connecting up right now. A Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G. You don't know who it is yet. Yes, the Galaxy, if you could unmute.
You,
identify
Curly,
yourself.
say something.
Yeah, I don't know about. It's a weird situation there. That
Need to unmute. Yeah, unmute on a Galaxy. Is it a Star 6?
She
But you
doesn't
can
know
get
she's
text on your
Galaxy
phone
Note
and
20
you'll-
Ultra 5G.
yeah. I just get a sign.
You.
Hello, yoo-hoo. Hello. Are you driving? I hope she's in for a driving offense.
Hello,
There we go.
hello.
What is your name?
my name is Michelle Forzan.
Hey, Michelle.
And I'm sorry, one second.
Hey, baby.
For the no
Yes.
contact order.
Are you asked, there's a no contact order that protects you in state of Washington versus Robert Lee Robinson. Are you asking if that no contact order be terminated?
Yes, sir.
Oh, her and Robert
We'll
back
go ahead and
together,
sign
baby.
order That terminates the no contact order. It'll take a day to get over to the police. And
Kay said
if
that, not
you
me.
change your mind,
Right.
either call the prosecutor or call the court clerk and we'll put the matter on and reinstate it, okay?
Thank you so much. How long does that take before it's off?
Well, it's off right now.
Good, because he's sitting right next
But
to
the
me.
police don't know it. So
Okay.
if you walk down the street with them 2 minutes from now and the police saw you, they wouldn't know it because our clerk's got to put it into the system. But technically, well, more than technically, it's terminated right now.
Thank you so much.
Okay, take care, man.
Thank you.
Now they'll pull into an abandoned parking lot and
Yeah.
share their sweet, sweet
Um,
love.
Miss Long
That's why she brought the minivan.
in the courtroom. Okay, you are Katie Noel Long, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And this is on for final review on an order on deferred. My
This
understanding.
Morgan
we
needs
have-
to be present, Your Honor.
What?
This is a Morgan case.
Oh, it's a Morgan case. Well, he's not. And I think the only thing that we have that we're faulting here is money owed to probation. Is that correct, Ms. Hudek?
That's correct, Your Honor.
So Ms. Long, we've got everything done, but I can't enter the order of dismissal until I've got probation fees are paid off.
I just came in yesterday and gave him a cashier's check for the full amount. I have receipt of that in my
Oh, you do?
purse.
How
Yes.
much is that?
$26.90.
26.90. Do you have the receipt with you?
Yes.
Twenty-
Yeah, you'll hand it over.
$26.90.
Double check our system, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you very much.
Owed on probation. Is it probation, right? The
Yeah,
owed-
why wasn't this already done so we didn't get to this point?
paid in
Must have
full,
paid
baby.
After I checked yesterday.
I was waiting for her to say $10,000.
So she's accurate, Your Honor. It was paid
It
off
is.
yesterday.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay,
Wow.
very good. Why don't you go
In
ahead
your
and-
face.
This will take me 1 minute and I
Take
will prepare an order of dismissal unless I have some objection.
I don't. Somebody in the
No objection,
courtroom,
Your
I
Honor.
believe.
Miss Long is
There's
in
a,
person.
Oh,
Woodland
I mean, it
Gate.
could be. People do say it that way. It could be, but I don't know.
Was she a child? $26.90. I don't know. I would say $2,690. That's a lot of money. I would put a serious tone on that.
Right. Like, I want people to know I paid off something almost $3,000 worth.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for probation payments of some sort. I mean, I know you got to make payments sometimes, but and the cashier's check part, I'm guessing that's because they don't take cards because you can say something about that, like, oh, take them charges back. So
Now,
They-
if they said Google gift cards,
now we're in
it's
business.
really legit. I kind of fell out of watching those. Things are getting all these huge, long, drawn out like missions that they're on, basically, rather than just messing with people on the phone. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's moved into that now. You know, where we're doing these like months long.
Plays, yeah.
Yeah. And that is to me not as fun. That's
Where
why I feel
I-
like Kit
yeah.
Bogus still does. He's just sitting there just effing with every single person he can. And he's now to the point where he's got so many different voices going in some of these that it's very close to like Phil Hendry type stuff. Like not on that
Nice.
level, but it's you know what I mean? Like it's
Uh-huh.
in that realm. That to me is so much more fun. Like that blue hair dude that annoys me. Simply because he has blue hair. I know it's very odd. It's very weird.
Okay, I have signed an order of dismissal. And if you will step forward, Ms. Long, we'll give
Well,
you.
good
a
for Miss Long.
copy. I actually did 2 originals. We'll keep one and you can keep one, okay?
Wasting Miss
Congratulations.
Long's
Very
time.
happy That's a long 5 years. Step
Thank
forward.
you.
Charges are now dismissed. Any conditions of release that
5
were
years of
entered
probation,
are
Creed.
vacated, and the charge is now gone.
Hmm,
What did she do?
Good day, man.
You too.
You bet.
good for
Thank you, Your
her.
Honor.
Thank you. That was your only case?
I believe so, yes.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I enjoy watching him. He's keeping it to what made his channel to that point, you know.
Keeping it real, everybody.
And the other one trying to
Mr.
get
Lee, you're with us.
blue hair,
Yes,
just
Your Honor.
trying to be
What case
more.
were you here on?
Yeah,
I am covering Mr. Morgan on Katie Long.
just trying to
Yeah,
be
she just
more
walked out
of.
the courtroom
Oh, apologies, Your Honor.
With an order of dismissal in her hand.
Oh, Maxwell.
Perfect. So the probation fees were taken care of.
They were taken care
Maxwell,
of.
back at it
Thank
again.
you, Your Honor.
Yes, loud.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Lee.
Phil Hendry. Mr. Grinch,
Okay,
nice to have you officially in, around the holidays.
on Derek John V.
Who else can say they got
I
the
am
Grinch?
showing compliant proof of his volunteer work. Does prosecution agree?
Yes, we agree, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll note that matter, strike that matter as compliant.
I take everything back I said about Caitlin.
Is that case done, Your Honor? I don't know.
Why?
Yes,
What
that's
now?
fine.
You said
We
something
can
about the
withdraw.
teeth.
There's no
It's the teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, look, and then she just covers them up. That's so rude, Mikey. Look at her.
Look,
now.
I
Now look at her. She's like this.
Not that I have the most perfect teeth, but still, it was just when she opened her mouth, it put me off.
You know what's going to happen next time we pull this feed up? She's going to have a damn mask on.
Derek in a club on a
Derek, you
subway?
okay?
Here.
Derek, for a second, looked like
Hi,
you
can
know
you
when
hear
a
me?
dog gets home from the
Yes,
vet.
we can hear you, Mr. Beath. How are you
Yeah,
today?
what you were gonna say?
Yeah.
Hi, sorry, I'm on the bus on my way to my doctor's appointment, but I did
no.
complete my community service.
You did, and we have noted that. So we are noted that you're currently compliant with your judgment and sentence. And we have no new reviews for you. You're set to go.
So I'm all good.
Wow, that's like
You're
2
good.
wins
Okay.
in a row for the little guys.
Back to back
Yes.
wins for the ex criminals.
Let's so what do you got said
We-
pulled up and he's not there.
Yeah, well, we've actually jumped away from there now,
This
and we're
person
in
won't
the
go on your driving
morning
record
docket
and
for
it won't affect that new license you just received.
over
The sanction
here
is
in
Meineke
$175.
brakes and muffler.
9th
30 days time to
Judicial
pay. Is that enough time,
Circuit
Mr.
Court.
Fletcher?
Yeah.
Sanchez Fletcher.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Good internet.
Just let Mr. Fletcher know. I don't know if he has his phone
Yeah.
number, but let him know too that if in 30 days he doesn't have it, just call the court and we'll give him more time.
I will, Judge. Thank you so much.
All right, you're all set, Mr. Fletcher. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. I'll be back in about an hour. I have another matter. Thank you.
Okay.
Good.
Graham stunting up there with that ceiling fan.
Calling case number 22-00944.
And ring light.
Stephen Douglas Brown.
Get the ring light.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Stephen Douglas.
Good morning, Your
everybody.
Honor. Edith Blakeney on behalf of Stephen Brown. This is the date and time scheduled for a pretrial. Your Honor, my client does agree to participate virtually. There was an offer. My client would like to accept that with a stipulated restitution of $500 at this moment, but we would like to set an initial for another restitution hearing.
Is there something more?
Yes, there were some more requests, but
He doesn't look very happy about this
at
plea
this
deal.
moment, we settled on the $500 deductible.
Ain't the judge supposed to be back there where the he's sitting in an
All right,
awkward
and,
place in his courtroom, don't you
Mr.
think?
Gonzalez, are we still on?
He's
with
sitting
Orion?
backwards on the back of a pew. You know
Yes,
what I
Your
mean?
Honor, we are ready to proceed.
He's crazy like that. Derek's a real card.
I've just never seen a judge do court from there. By the way, we got Lakewood waiting to see what comes of this. Pretty interesting characters there, ready to go. Nice beard, by the way.
That was a
Okay,
plus.
just so you know, Mr. Gonzalez, he's got 3 cases on 21-01389.
Goes off a little bit there. Oh, he's nodding. Look at him.
delayed sentence,
Look at him.
He's out.
But had never been given 771.
Oh, there he is. He's out.
21-01388.
Hi, Stephen.
He was going to get 771. But
Oh,
obviously
yes,
with the
Alan, he
new
does
charge,
look a
that's
bit like that.
that's not going to happen on that one. And so the new one says 771 with other cases. This would be the only
Uh-oh.
one eligible for 771 because the first one,
Good
I'm
point,
sorry, the
Kieran.
21-01389 was never going to get it. 21-01788
Never gonna get it. Never gonna
was
get
only
it.
going to get it for new dog charges. And so the new one, I just want to make sure because it says here 771 with other cases. This will be the only one that gets 771.
I understand, Your Honor. I was under the impression that the previous 2 were delayed.
Damn.
The first one, there were 2. He pled to 2. Only one of them was taken under 771, and that one, he loses it with the plea here. You know, and so that's
Juan's
that's where
voice
we're
is
at. He'll have
something else.
2 dog bite charges and the chance to get one of them off his record.
Thank you. And you understand that, right, Mr. Ryan?
I understand.
Yeah, you understand that, right, Mr. Ryan?
Mr. Brown and Mr. Arroyo, please raise your right hands. Other one, Mr. Arroyo.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing. but
Always
the truth,
love
so
it when
help you
they
God,
do
Mr. Brown?
that.
That's got to be the most embarrassing
Mr.
thing you
Ryan?
can do.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hands down, gentlemen. All right, Mr. Brown, can you read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes.
You hear and understand me?
Yes.
Mr. Ryan, can you read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes.
You hear and understand me?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Brown, you're pleading guilty to failing to report an accident and responsible to failing to have car under control and no proof of insurance. Failing to report an accident is a misdemeanor carrying with it a maximum possible fine of $100 plus costs and up to 93 days in jail, all at this court's discretion. Mr. Royan, you're pleading to the dog bite charge, which is a misdemeanor carrying with it a maximum possible fine of
Why are we
$500
mixing these
plus
two things
costs and up to
together?
90 days in
Great
jail,
question.
all at this court's discretion. Before you enter a plea, you should understand you have the right
Brown
to
has a
represent
not
yourself
reporting an
or be
accident. The other
represented
one
by
has
an
a dog
attorney. If
bite.
you cannot afford an attorney and want to be appointed for you at public expense, you have the right to a trial, either by me or by a jury. At that trial, you'd have the right to confront, cross-examine, question all witnesses brought against you. You'd have the right to have the court subpoena witnesses on your behalf. You'd have the right to testify if you wanted to, remain silent if you wanted to, and no one could say anything about you remaining silent. As you appear before this court, you're presumed innocent of these charges, and your guilt has to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Mr. Brown, do you understand that once you enter a plea, you give up all those rights that I just said that you'd have at a trial?
Yes,
And Mr. Orion, you understand that?
I understand.
And Mr. Brown, once you enter a plea, there'll be no trial. You understand
Okay.
that? Do you understand
Okay.
that?
Yes.
All right, and Mr. Orion.
Yep. Yes.
Other than the plea bargains, all right, each of you received a plea bargain in this case. Other than that, has anybody promised you or threatened you in any way to get you to give up your rights and enter?
No.
And I
And
thank
Mr.
you
Ryan.
for the 5.
No, Your Honor.
Finally,
Oh, the
is it your own
monetary
choice to enter
monorail.
this plea, Mr. Brown
Yes.
and
Yes,
Mr.
it is.
And Mr. Orion?
Yes.
Okay. Mr.
Yes,
Brown, June 19th of this year, 2022,
What do you do?
were you in the city of Royal Oak?
Yes, I was.
All right, you plead responsible to no proof insurance and failing to have car under control.
Yes, sir.
And were you involved in an accident?
Yes, I was, and I failed to report that accident.
And I
Okay.
nodded off like I
Satisfied, Ms.
did in your
Blakeney?
court, Your Honor.
Satisfied.
Wouldn't that be hit and run?
Is not involuntary and
Yeah.
accurate, I will accept the same. I'm ready to proceed to immediate sentence, and then I'll schedule a restitution hearing date
Okay.
60 days from now, where it'll either be the $500 or some other amount that we'll discuss.
Thank you, Judge.
Was there
Ms. Blakeney,
another
anything
party
before this court
involved?
closes sentence?
Your Honor, my client is apologetic for his actions. This is not really in his character. He's shown up to court timely each time. He is actually,
Timely each
he
time.
does have $365 to pay today.
Ooh.
And would ask for
Like
a
$1 a day for
$100
a
payment
year.
arrangement to
Yeah.
begin the 15th of next month.
Couldn't just hit him with 350?
And of course, we will ask the court to assess fines and costs.
Okay. Sir, is there anything you'd like to say before this court imposes a sentence?
Nope.
No, there's not.
$3,500, 10%. Do 3,600 just to piss him off.
All right, bear with me one second.
It's just to go bar.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sorry. One other thing when Your
Uh-oh.
Honor's ready.
He's a pillar of the community, Your Honor. Oh, and he
Here's-
just left.
I'm confused about how.
Mhm.
Oh,
He's on the
he's
phone.
on. He's phoning a friend.
Yes. He is.
So he was saying that he didn't fail to report an accident. Was it a single car accident? Just him? Was there someone else involved? And why are we hearing him and the dog biting guy at the same time?
That's true. Yeah. It's kind of weird. I guess with the failure to report it, though, could be something as easy as running into a wall. Or
Like he hit something. It wasn't really anyone else involved. Just him,
Yeah.
single car accident.
maybe hit a guardrail. That's the only thing I could think of.
Because they're not hitting with no hit and run or anything like that, which is a huge one.
While old Derek's on the phone real quick, I want to take you over here. This is not a school, even though it just feels like a school to me. I don't know why, but this dude's been filling out paperwork. But most importantly, I'm just waiting for Law Talk with Mike to come in and just start talking into that great microphone.
he's going to pop on that mic. And
This is it's a court. I have no idea where we're at. It's something new. Kitsap County Jail. Have you ever?
I've never heard of it.
This dude, Fred Norris here, has been filling out paperwork for.
That's Eric Norris. Changed it.
Is he still on the phone?
Nope. Perfect
Sorry about
timing.
that. I just want to confirm what the scheduled sanction was for failing to have a car under control, causing an accident. It's 175. The no proof insurance is 175. The failing to report an accident is a $100 fine plus $75 in court costs and $125 in state costs.
For a grand
So
total
that's
of?
a $300 total. So
Hell, we'll pay that
total
today.
is $650
Ooh, never mind.
plus the $500 restitution.
Never mind.
And then I will make a note here that he is to
It is.
pay.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
I'm just gonna make it simple, Mr. Brown, defendant to pay $300 within 7 days.
Okay.
And
Yes,
then,
sir.
and then I'll make a note here.
By the way, no
to
mention about
begin
Paul flexing with the nicest looking selection of
payment
books
plan.
ever.
Well, he's also got a very nice
$100 per
laptop.
month, starting
Just don't tell anybody, Cranky.
December
Is
1st.
Chris here?
That sounds like something you can manage, Mr. Brown.
Yes, sir, it is.
So what I need you to do, Mr. Brown, is write down a phone number, which is 248.
How do you burn off your leg?
That's a great question.
3689.
Hello, Chris.
Oh, there is Chris. I knew he was here.
I'm sorry, sir. I did not get the last four of that.
Sure, 3689.
Oh, me and Crew were talking. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's our payment. That's our collections director. Her name's Renee. Give her a call later this week to confirm the payment plan. That way, we've got it all on our record, so we're not going to be, expecting more than what the courts just told you need to be paying. And then you've got someone that you can call in case you have to miss a payment a month, for example, or something comes
Oh my
up. You call that
God.
number and we can work with you. Okay.
Okay.
In
Your Honor.
the meantime, I'm going to set this for a restitution hearing.
Yes, of course.
We got to yell really loud.
He just wants that
60
cash
days.
out, baby.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on over here, if anything.
That's a Warman, by the way.
It is,
We're-
yeah. I just noticed that, yeah. Listen, I couldn't tell from the top of his or her head at the moment. They were filling out a lot of paperwork. Somebody just popped in there for a second. If they go back to that, I'll come back. I'm interested to see what's happening over there.
We're going to give the guy with the dog biting
And one
life.
last thing, Your Honor.
All right, so sorry, I had to reboot my computer. We just had a power surge here. So I'm going to take a look at this
All Warmans.
council, Mr. Larson.
What kind of
So it looks like the last grade of school you completed was 9th grade.
Yes, ma'am.
You speak English language fluently. Indicates here you've never studied law. Is that correct?
Not just the knowledge that I drive around and I read the DMV. I think I pass it like one mistake or two mistakes.
Okay.
What?
Says okay. You ever represented yourself? Yes. This transportation problem to go. Oh, okay. No law-abiding citizen. All right, it indicates here that you understand if you do represent yourself, you're on your own. The court can't tell you how you should try
Hey,
your
now.
case or advise you on what to do. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Said that you are familiar with the rules of evidence.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure that's a
Okay,
woman?
and criminal procedure.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't.
So you're here on a motion to revoke. It looks like a denial, I think, was previously entered. My computer went down, but I think that was on September 30th of 2021. His denial on the motion.
Greta's got a beautiful beard.
How dare you?
There are so many mixed up weird things happening here.
Okay, it is a man then maybe.
Maybe. It's a very deep
Um,
voice. We'll say
So,
that.
sir, if you do go to
Sir.
a hearing on this motion to revoke, the state is to prove that you
I'll be
committed the
damned.
violation. I think this is a new law violation out of another jurisdiction.
I believe
If
so.
you do take
Ninth grade
the
attorney.
test, then you're going to be, you understand that you have to present your own testimony by asking questions to yourself and proceed question by question through your testimony in that way.
Yes, ma'am.
You said you do not want an attorney, just no transportation to go on time, your probation on what town, how far, how much for bus ticket.
She reads like Creed, exactly how it's written.
Yeah.
Even in broken English.
She's
English.
like, and you need a ride to court every
Do
day.
you waive
Gotcha.
the right to an attorney? You can in the future, sir, come back and say that you would like an attorney appointed. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And again, I mean, I just want to ask you one more time. We have Miss Feeney sitting right next to you today. She can help you out at no cost to you. I can appoint her office to represent you.
Yeah,
if you
not even
want to
making
do
jokes. I don't know.
I'm not the one I'm worried about. They said they could close the case without me. That's what the representative is for, because they could close the. Or if as long as I don't commit any more minor to others on my probation, because I'm not sure. Every time they got different time share on that probation, so. Next thing I know, I got warrant popping up all over town. Because of,
might be a good idea for you to have her represent you, because if you are found to have committed this violation, you could spend time in jail for that. Do you understand that?
yes, ma'am.
Don't want her help to ask questions or anything moving forward?
It's Greta Coleman, DPA.
Did you say no?
And I'm just gonna say.
Did you Fred the elephant boy? I don't think you had the problem.
Hold on, I think the Zoom call is picking up the jail, so I can't actually hear you right now.
Okay, so one last time, you do not want an attorney. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Larson?
Why?
So, then I'm going to find that you knowingly, voluntarily waived your right to counsel in this matter. I'm going to prove that, and I'm going to sign it.
Can you put first two on the bench for the report, I believe it is.
To discuss conditions of release. A denial was previously entered on this.
Seems flustered, the judge. Like, I get it. I understand. This one's
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Did you ask for the city's opinion on conditions of release?
I did.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Daniel Pete representing the city in this matter. Ms. Coleman had
Greta.
to step away. At this time, we're asking that the bail remain as set in the amount of $5,000. This defendant has not appeared in over a
BRB.
year for court. Additionally, there's a new law violation alleged in August of this year, where he also did not appear for arraignment and the warrant was issued. So we do not believe he will attend court as required. So we're asking the bail remain in the amount of $5,000.
I'm right there in that top box.
Mr. Larson, since you're representing yourself, sir, do you want me to know anything about whether or not you should be released upon your promise to come back in this matter, or
I got no way of which bus or how. Well, I was gonna go back to Seattle, and then they told me they gave me a paper to confirm that I need help on. They said they're gonna give me some kind of support to go back to their courtroom.
Okay.
On December 14th. I need to go there after I served that Tacoma jail time. Except I got no money to go there in the first place, so I need to look around before the time run out.
Well said.
And so, sir, I am going to grant the city's motion. I am going to hold you on $5,000 bail. And the reason for that, sir, is you have had a warrant out of this court for 1 year. Approximately. I do see that you have
On the lamb.
a law violation in the motion here, as well as a new one out of a different jurisdiction. I don't think that it's likely that you would reappear if you were on your promise. You didn't last time, and I don't believe that you would in the future. So I am going to set bail Your next hearing is going to be on November 23rd at 10 a.m. in this court. Okay, so you'll be on video unless you bail out, sir. And if you bail out, then you need to be in this court in person at that time. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else, Mr. Pete?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Which guy?
Okay. All right, that should conclude our hearing. Does the jail need anything else from me?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What are they going to do now? We got somebody else? Oh, back to the very young judge, and let's just jump out of there.
Sentence investigation
Judge Simpson.
and report. Sentencing will be December 14th, 2022 at 9 a.m. or as your Zoom invite indicates. And Mr. Driscoll, if you could just wait, we have probation intake. We're going to put you into a breakout room so they can get information from you and provide you information so that hopefully sentencing will be smooth. All right.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel.
Have a good day.
You
One
do
of
the
my
same.
favorite judges.
And Your
Judge
Honor, this is a ticket. I can forward this information to Ms. Calera if she needs it. I'm not sure if she has that from
She
MSC.
probably does not. She probably need it.
Okay, will do.
Court does call the case. The People versus Tarquentis Yee.
Good one. Rachel McDuffie on behalf of the
Ty Quintus.
Good
Are you
afternoon, Your
here?
Honor. Janelle Wood appearing on behalf of Mr. Gee. Mr. Gee, are you present in the courtroom? Honor, I don't hear Mr. Gee is present. This is an older case, and I have not had contact with Mr. Gee prior to today's hearing.
Uh-oh.
Since you're not issuing bench warrants today, I would like that.
Did
you-
I say that? Well, I have more information because he got a bench warrant
He
from
was.
you the other day for his PCC on his drug possession case, and that was just on November
Absolutely.
3rd.
That's what I was going to say.
You know, I just try to slide that in there.
Yeah. I know I didn't say all that. It's the only reason I knew how to pronounce his
Ricky.
name was because I
Come
watched
on.
Game of Thrones. Okay, so despite Miss
I'm gonna guess he's not there.
Oh, I did issue a bench warrant on it. He hasn't shown up, so that's that case. He's already got a warrant, so then this one is just joined the party.
Thank you, Your Honor, for considering.
They're having a good
You're
time,
not
aren't they?
taking it.
Okay, Misty.
They say we don't take
Bench
this
warrant will
seriously.
issue bond set in the amount of $7,500. I'll give a 10% privilege on that because there are other warrants. That warrant will issue immediately.
Issuing warrants and asking
Thank
you
you.
guys to please like this video, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Go back and watch some of our other stuff, and I guarantee you'll have as much of a good time as Judge Simpson is right now.
David I. Goldstein appearing on behalf of the defendant.
Is he here?
Yeah.
He was.
David
Your
I.
Honor.
Yeah, he's like second from the bottom.
Second from the bottom.
That's a lie. I don't know if he's on your screen.
I think he's
Your Honor,
kind
he
of
was here earlier and then
he
sent
likes
a note that that his battery
Miss
was there.
McDuffie.
And so he may be charging his battery. I see his name on the screen, but I don't see him.
He sent a message saying his phone was dead or dying. I don't know.
Oh no. Dead
Because
or
he's not
dying
on a
free.
phone.
Okay.
Zed's in a good mood. man.
No.
Yeah, he is.
Um,
And like I
Or
said,
if
I
you
think it's
wanna
because
pass it,
Miss
I'll try to call
McDuffie's here. He likes
All right,
it a
I'll
lot.
pass it. Court calls the case, the People versus Matthew Meredith.
You've been
Rachel McDuffie
suffering
with people.
so hilarious.
Stephen Adams for Mr. Meredith.
Mr. Meredith here. Can you state your name, sir?
Just like a shirt.
Meredith. Thank you. All right, where are we on this?
Your Honor, Ms. McDuffie has offered a impaired. Mr. Meredith is going to accept that offer.
Mr. Goldstein
That's
on the
correct
phone with his,
statement.
his
Ms.
client.
McDuffie.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Meredith, can you raise your right hand?
Are you on the screen? Because he just called your name.
Uh-oh.
And you, there we go. All right.
He's
Mr.
talking.
Meredith, can you raise your right hand? Thank you. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth,
Where the
and nothing
F are you
but
at?
the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
State your name again for the record, sir.
Matthew Meredith.
Sir, it is this court's understanding that you are going to plead guilty to the charge of operating while visibly impaired. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, up to a $300 fine plus court costs. Oh, excuse me 1 second. The court could also order any rehabilitative services or community service the court deems necessary. You can put your hand down, sir. The court could also order your vehicle immobilized, could order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand all of that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And understanding that, do you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak on your behalf or have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody threatened you or coerced you?
No, Your Honor.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
And because you believe that you are indeed guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
May 29, 2022, at the location of I-94 near M14, Ann Arbor Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
Prior to operating that motor vehicle, you consumed intoxicating liquor?
No, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you ingest a controlled substance, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
What did you have?
Marijuana.
All right. Was there an accident, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Were you stopped by the police?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why'd they stop you?
Speeding.
All right. And were you ultimately arrested?
Yes, Your Honor.
And were you taken to the hospital for a blood draw or taken to some mobile unit for a blood draw?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And did the results of that blood draw show THC and or its derivatives?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's
All right.
derivatives.
Do you have any reason to dispute those blood test results?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Taking everything into consideration on that date and at that time, do you believe that the ingestion of the controlled substance impaired your ability to operate?
Happy birthday,
Yes, Your
Rafa.
Honor.
All right, counsel, have I complied with the court?
Far,
ruling?
even on this big monitor, I see exactly what you're saying.
Defense is satisfied.
It looks like
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Defendant is referred to Von Swartz for screening and assessment. And the victim's impact panel.
Frank?
Certainly,
Hey, Frank.
I'll just refer him there. Sentencing in this matter will be December 14th, 2022, 9 a.m.
Your Honor, if I could ask, Mr. Meredith had a assessment done in July by Matt Statman and has followed through on those recommendations. Can that substitute for the Von Swartz?
I am getting to the point where people are trying to pick their own assessment, and that's not going to happen.
Oh,
You can talk to Miss Polera, but I'm just advising everybody out there that might be listening now, you're going to do my assessment. But you can talk to Miss Polera, and then we will deal with it at the time. But if she tells you no, then he needs to go to Von Swartz.
Absolutely. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Meredith,
I
we're going
don't
to put
do
you into a
drugs.
breakout room with
Just-
our probation intake. They'll give you information. You'll provide them information, and then hopefully we can just have this sentencing sail along on the 14th. Okay, sir?
You ain't gonna do what you want to do. You gonna do what I say do.
I don't do drugs, though. Just weed.
Okay.
The judge, it looks like you might be frozen.
No, I don't think he's frozen. Mr. Meredith?
I was frozen for just a moment, Your Honor. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
frame.
Oh, it's okay. We're going to put you into a breakout room with probation intake to share information so we can proceed to sentence. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Let's get him into a breakout.
So what'd you get arrested for? Driving on weed. Oh,
Mr. Goldfinches. Okay, hang on. Let me do this one and then I'll get for it to you. Court does call the case of the people versus Anthony Williams.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
that woke Anthony up.
And good afternoon, Your Honor. Joseph Hall appearing for and on behalf of Mr. Williams, who appears via Zoom without objection to appearing in that manner today.
Darn, I would have taken Goldstein. Anyway, go ahead.
That's a compliment, David.
No, David knows.
It's not a very high compliment, but high
Golf
order
buddies.
compliment, but it's something.
Chuckle factory
Your Honor,
here
today is the
today.
time for pre-trial in this matter. We adjourned last time so that Mr. Williams could obtain a substance abuse screening and evaluation. Essentially due to financial hardship, he's been unable to obtain that right now. He's working on getting that money together, and he believes we'll have it by our next adjournment. If we could have another 3 to 4 weeks, Your Honor, I believe that would be
Quit
sufficient
paying that
time
attorney,
to
he'd have the
obtain
money.
a substance abuse evaluation.
I think Evelyn's in the bathroom.
It takes the longest time to ask for an adjournment. Anyway,
I'm getting
Any
us closer to that adjourn date, Judge.
Mr. Hall also wants to ask if you can put it past the November 29th date when I won't be here.
That's correct. That is correct. I did want to ask that.
Creed, you got
Yeah.
something we can jump to?
Yeah.
They're just over here just chuckling it up.
The Comedy Factory. I'm not sure what's happening here, but we'll see.
Was also an observer.
Uh-huh. Go on.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's all I have, Judge.
Okay.
Okay.
For that factual
Fantastic.
basis.
He's wearing a life vest.
For the second case, Judge, it occurred June 19, a week earlier, but this time at a bar, Churchill's Bar, at 3223 Canes Hill Place, Northwest. At that time, the defendant was in a car with another young lady, Chappie Ann Gavin, whose name I spelled for the court earlier. They were sitting in an SUV. She was, Miss Gavin was in the driver's seat. A female acquaintance was in the passenger seat.
Where were their hands?
And it's my understanding Mrs. Fant was in the back.
Okay.
They were having a discussion. They had some drinks.
Mm-hmm.
They were sitting in the SUV, and there was a disagreement. Also, Ms. Gavin said that Mr. Fant was showing her initially his pistol, and she was fascinated by it, but then became argumentative.
Is that his
over the
penis
subject
or an
we were
actual
talking
peepee?
about. He became irate and then pointed the pistol at her chest and stated, "I don't care. I'll stand up for what I believe in." Ms. Gavin looked at her chest and saw that there was a laser dot on her chest coming from the gun. And at that point, she
She sure wasn't the predator in a tree?
Ms. Gavin went inside the bar and told an employee of the bar what happened, that someone had just pointed a gun at her. That person was, sorry, let me get his name.
Shout out.
Mr. Larkin, sorry, he was an employee of the bar. He went outside, saw Mr. Fant roaming around in bushes. He asked him, what was he doing? He said he was looking for his gun, which he dropped in the bushes,
Pew, pew,
and
pew.
his cocaine.
Yeah.
Mr. Larkin said he helped him find it, but then he didn't call for it.
Cocaine
Arrived,
down to the ground. Cocaine.
His car was around the corner, so officers located his car, secured a search warrant, searched the car, and found a gun that did have a laser on it. It was a Smith & Wesson 9mm pistol under the driver's seat, and it had attached to it the laser that I discussed.
What about the
In
cocaine?
the trunk, there was a black backpack with different things, one of which included empty marijuana packages, marijuana residue, but most importantly, a baggie of 0.4 grams of suspected cocaine.
Cocaine.
He was detained at that time. Nothing further, Judge.
Mr. Fant's not charged with any drug-related offenses.
He's not.
Okay. And is your recommendation a total of 36 months because one case runs consecutive to the other? or it's a total of 24 months? Because that's what you get from the first case.
36 total.
It's a long time.
All right. Ms. Jackson, good afternoon. Thanks for rejoining us.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Do you have any criminal history information for Mr. Fant?
Yes, I do, Judge. The defendant has 8 cycles. The defendant's last arrest was June the 19th, 2020, with the City of Atlanta Police Department for aggravated assault and possession of cocaine.
Doesn't help his case much there.
Possession of cocaine was not prosecuted. It says on April the 18th, 2022. But there were no convictions or no other information on what happened with the aggravated assault. No convictions. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Thank you so much. Ms. Tucson, any active probation for Mr. Fant?
No, Judge, just the case that ended in 2020. So he's not on probation at the moment.
At least he's
What was the
consistent.
case that ended in
Very
2020?
consistent, yes.
Let me go back to it.
Judge, it should be a first offender that he successfully completed.
Okay. That didn't come up with Ms. Jackson.
It's 18 SC 162192.
Okay. Ms. Jackson, is that on your radar at all?
Yes.
It's not listed in the GCIC, Your Honor.
Okay, maybe because it was, but it should still be in the GCIC.
Oh, what's she patting him on the shoulder
All
for?
sealed up here. I tried to look at it on Odyssey and it's locked. So maybe got it expunged.
Yes,
Oh,
Well, there you go. That's what can happen after
there you go.
it's
Working the
exclusion is
system.
working. Okay. Thank
Nicely
you both for
done.
that. Ms. Wood.
Thank you, Judge. I want to start by pointing out.
Right, she just brought it up in court, though. So
2020.
I've
little
noticed.
late.
In fact, a lot of our
I mean-
cases, it's interesting. A number, maybe all are pleas today, maybe not Ms. LaSalle. Maybe so. We're from the 20s, but they're 2022 indictments, which doesn't bode real well for the poor DA's office if what they're indicting now is bond cases from 2 years ago. But I know they're working through a big backlog, and I appreciate their focus.
So yes, Judge, so Mr. Fant has not had any other issues since then. For the 21 SC 177577 case, I did just want to point out, we spoke with Ms. Mackenzie Lee. She told our office she's over this incident. It is well behind her, and she was
Good job.
not inclined to come to court or any of that. Like Mr. Hand stated, there were no other witnesses to this incident, and so that is why, while we feel like we would have a good chance on
She's
this one at trial,
very
in the spirit
touchy-feely.
of judicial economy, Mr. Fant wanted to move on with his life and enter this plea to this misdemeanor for 22 SC 182022. There was actually another friend involved in this one. Mr. Fant maintains he was never being aggressive to Ms. Gavin. She's actually a friend of that friend. He was having this discussion over the gun with his friend, and then Ms. Gavin came in on board. And so, again, he's eager to resolve with these misdemeanors, but he did just want to let the court know that he was in no way being aggressive or planning to use that weapon in any form. Judge, he's 28 years old. He lives in the metro area. His whole family lives here. He does have an associate's degree from Georgia Perimeter. He's been gainfully employed for the past 7 years as a project
Gainfully?
manager with Shock Theory.
Gainfully.
We would only ask that, well, we ask for the restitution hearing, of course, and then if the court would consider suspending the probation after a period of compliance. Otherwise, we would just ask that you accept the state's recommendation.
Okay.
Not to his girlfriend attorney there.
Was Mr. Fant on first offender probation in June of 2020?
I'm not sure, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So he shouldn't have had a gun then. First offender probationers are not supposed to have guns.
Uh-oh.
But it does sound like June was a complicated month for you 2 years ago, and since then there haven't been a lot of issues.
Yes, sir.
You didn't shoot nobody.
Ms.
so-
Wood, in speaking with Ms. Lee, does Ms. Lee say nothing happened, or she said what happened happened, and I don't choose
That's
to
what I thought.
revisit it?
I thought that too,
She
Shell.
didn't get into the facts with me. It was made clear that they were together back then, and they haven't been together for a long time, and
That's when
she
I
eager to
slipped
not
in
ever talk about it
to
again.
his
Got
DMs.
it. Okay, understood.
I'll take this one.
Mr. Hand, the restitution would be restitution for Superica, not for Ms. Lee or Ms. Gavin.
She's a
In fact,
She's
the whole floor
Superica.
was torn off or damaged in some way in the women's restroom at Superica. That's what the restitution would be about?
Destroyed in the process.
Okay, hence the criminal damage to property in the second degree. It's not Ms. Lee's property, it's Superica's.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Fant, during this time in your life, June of 2020, were you struggling with drug use you couldn't control, or were you just a recreational user? I want to be clear, I'm asking not to get you in any more trouble, just to make sure that if you need assistance, you're getting assistance.
Oh no, no, sir. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did smoke a little bit of weed, but I'm very anal about not doing anything else.
Anal,
wow.
Unless I'm on coke.
And I kind of made
I
it with
love
Jay-Z
anal.
too as well. So we're good. Kind of look both different ways. So we're good.
And Ms. Gavin wasn't a significant other of yours.
Oh no, Miss
just
Gavin,
a late.
she's a random.
Okay.
She's a random.
person.
Yes. Sir.
Okay. What is shock theory?
My mom owns a marketing company that does large scale events for like multi-level marketing companies. So she'll like rent out,
Pyramid
like,
schemes.
the Smoothie King and like Las Vegas, all that, and do like large scale events. And she's the executive event producer. So I just been kind of doing the video project management, just anything she really needs help, because she's kind of gonna give me the business when she gets old. So
She don't give me the business when she get old, baby.
Did you see the way she looked at him when he said anal?
Okay, but you're
Seriously,
still
Captain
doing
Hep is
shock
right.
theory work.
She's like,
yeah, that's forever.
That.
Okay. All right.
That's my mom's business forever.
There you go. Okay. Well, Mr. Fant, if you don't have any other questions, I find that there's a factual basis for both your pleas. It is a little peculiar that they happen so close together in time, but it sounds like there were other things going on. I'm glad to hear you and Ms. Lee have made amends, even though you're heading in different directions.
Oh yeah.
I also find that your pleas in the two cases are knowing and voluntary, meaning you've understood what we talked about and that no one's forcing you into these pleas, but that you've decided whether it's judicial economy or your own best interest that you want to go forward with the pleas. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right.
That is correct.
On the first case, the one ending in 577, I will sentence you to 12 months on count 1, which has been reduced to criminal trespass, and 12 months on count 2, which is simple assault. I'll run those consecutively to each other, so it's 24 months.
Yes, sir.
It's all probated, and it will be a special condition of your probation in that case that, number 1, you stay away from the Superica restaurant at the address that we heard.
Big great name.
We get some of the Superica special today.
Is 1130 Avalon Boulevard in Alpharetta.
There you go, Green.
And you'll also need to take an anger management course.
So he's not going to pull any time, right?
You'll need to take that.
24 months, but I don't think he's
22
gonna.
SC 182022. Count 1 has been reduced to pointing a pistol at another. Count 2 has been dismissed. I'll sentence you to 12 months on count 1. Probate it and run it consecutive, meaning after your sentence in the case ending in 577. So overall, it's 36 months probation. And you'll have to have no violent contact with either Mackenzie Lee or the Chapion Gavin.
Yes, sir.
And if you are doing fine after
Weird way to
the
say
first
champion.
18 months of probation in the case ending in 577, I'm okay with probation saying, let's make it either non-reporting or they may choose just to wrap it up.
Yes, sir.
And that would have the effect then on the case ending in 022 as well.
Pretty much.
Mr. Hand, anything else in Mr. Fant's cases?
No, Judge.
Ms. Wood?
No.
So, Mr. Fant, you are going to get contact information either from Ms. Wood, or you may even get a call directly from misdemeanor probation.
Okay.
You may have heard Ms. Tucson, who's on the Zoom call. She does felony probation.
What's the difference?
So one difference is felony probation is a government entity, the Department of Community Supervision. When people say probation, That's what I typically think of. And so there's actually a deputized law enforcement officer who has a badge and has a gun who's supervising you, because that
Do
person
they
can
hug
arrest you
after
if
this?
you are violating
Because they've really
probation.
won. I mean,
I hope so,
Probation,
because
Fulton County has
kids just went to
privatized
prison for
the
3 years.
company that does it. You will have a probation officer who may be a little less present in your
I can see
life
them
than
hug and
a
her
DCS
back foot go up.
officer,
You know what I
but
mean?
that's not
One of those kind of hugs.
Department of Community
She's
Supervision.
gonna, she gonna give him a little back rubbing.
You won't have that. You will have,
That's
because you were
nice.
on felony probation
Yes,
for a
sir.
while. This misdemeanor probation, it's with a private entity. They may have you come into their office rather than someone knocking on your home door. I don't know exactly how they
Came to the one right here down the street. I think it was, I just always was just coming in and like once a month.
Right, and that was through DCS, the
Yes, sir.
felony probation. This would be different.
Okay.
Private company, they may have you dial in or who knows what.
Yes, sir.
My point is simply, they'll be contacting you soon, either through Ms. Wood, or because you give her your contact information, they may reach you directly. And it's important.
He was on
that
Big
you
Boy
plug in with them up front, so they
probation.
don't
This
come to
next
me
one.
early
Yeah.
on and
Big
say,
shit.
Mr. Fant's not showing up. We can't find this guy.
He was on probation when he had the
But once
pew
you
pew.
are connected with
We don't-
them, they
not
can
gonna
begin
give him
the
a hard time
supervision,
about
you can
that.
begin your management and be on your way.
No, because it was expunged. It was gone.
Last thing I've got.
It shouldn't even
do
really
you
have been read in
authorize my
court, I
staff,
don't
Mr.
think.
Fant, to electronically sign your 2 indictments indicating your guilty pleas in those cases?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Wood
Yes, Judge.
and Mr. Hand.
Yes.
And stay out of the
All right.
bush looking for
That's it.
cocaine and pew pews. Oh, she touched him again.
According
Oh,
Mr.
oh, did you see that caress?
11-102, according to Mr. Hand.
Oh,
All right, thank you, Judge.
They're going to
Good luck
lunch.
with everything.
she likes him.
They're going to lunch together. She has lightning
really-
bolt earrings, by the way.
She really likes him.
Look at. I'll call
Kiss
you.
her.
I'll just text you. I'll meet you at Super Rica. Well, that's right. We can't go there anymore. Shit.
I know what he's
More
thinking in his mind, Creed.
We've got Bush.
So,
He's on, Your Honor, Mr. Jones.
yep. Are you okay if I remove Mr. Jones, not your Mr. Jones, but Danny Jones?
Before we go, Creed, I do have something I want us to look at.
Yeah.
This was earlier in Fulton. It was kind of a situation where I heard what this guy had. Yeah, it was a terrible thing what he did, but his approach that he used to end up where he is right now is kind of something special.
Possession of marijuana. I'm happy to hear you on it if you want to speak to it after
Okay.
after I ring him, Mr. McLean.
Certainly. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Neese. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is a state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Neese, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down, Mr. Neese. You've been charged in case 22 CR 007343F with 1 misdemeanor offense and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Mr. McLean?
We do.
How do you plead, Mr. Neese? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We'll record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge, and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. Ms. Roberts, is there a history?
Miss Roberts coming in strong.
Judge, I
Get
missed
ready.
this position number. What was the name?
18, Mr. Reese, Mr. Neese.
Is it 18?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. Doing good, Miss Roberts. Uh-huh. Go ahead.
My computer is not responding for the GCSEs. It's not pulling in.
So sad.
Good morning, Ms. Sori. How are you today?
She drops the ball, Miss
Good
Suri
morning,
will
Judge.
pick
I'm
it up
doing
and
well.
run.
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Do you have his history?
Yes, Your Honor. This defendant has a 2020 battery. It looks like it's open or there's no disposition out of Doorville. And he has a criminal trespass that is open in DeKalb. Your Honor, the facts of this case is that the victim, whose name is Sakythia, that's Sakytia, last name Pitts, she was riding the MARTA train, and the defendant was also. The defendant came and sat in front of this victim. He then turned around to blow kisses at her and asked if she wanted to make some quick money. The defendant or the victim said no, and she continued texting on her phone. And that's when the defendant exposed his genitals to this victim.
On the train.
I would like the court to note
Perfect
that
spot.
in the MARTA report, it does state that the defendant is a registered sex offender. And he was given a permanent ban from MARTA. So
He
the
read the
state
MARTA
is
train.
recommending, due
Perfect
to the
timing
nature
here.
of this incident and his history, that the bond remain as set with
What's his bond
conditions
lowered?
of course, complying with the MARTA suspensions, no contact with this victim, and nothing further, Judge.
All right. Mr. Jordan, are you there?
I like his old school moves, Creed.
Okay. Mr. Walker, Ms. Sorry, Mr. McLean, I'd like to go into a breakout room, please.
$5.
Okay.
All right, so this is interesting because they go into a breakout room and they're gone for
Okay,
like
we've had
15
a
minutes.
discussion on Mr. Neese. I'm
I
not going to
cut that
modify the
out.
bond at this point in time. Good luck to you, Mr. Neese.
So they went in there and they literally for 15 minutes went
Yeah.
in and talked about this guy. And they said, yeah, there's no way we're going to let this pervert out. No way.
Oh, that's funny. Just immediately back it. Okay, bye. Sorry.
Not
Go
going to
ahead.
happen, bud. Not
All
gonna
right.
happen.
Well, Matt, perfect timing. Matt's here. We got to go.
Matt shows up and the show ends. I was like, there's Matt. Time to go.
Don't forget, 2 for Tuesday today, or
Creed, I forgot to take count, but it's probably like 6 for Tuesday.
the triple shot 2 for Tuesday.
A lot of good stuff, though. We're going to check out and some amazing pitting action coming your way at 4:05.
We got a chase. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. We'll see you at 4:05 East, 105 Pacific time for We Got a Chase. That is up next. I wonder what Justin Jones did. I mean, he's very well dressed. He's got a nice gel pen. He has the best of the best pens.
He's an attorney at law, maybe.
Maybe. Look at you, boy. that
We'll
was
see.
very
Now,
exciting.
I didn't add Flusher because he was the caboose. Now, Golf and Guns has come in and knocked him out the saddle.
So let me see if I can get this right. Billy, Mr. Grinch, Bonsai, Flusha, and Golf and Guns on the caboose today for the Monetary Monorail. Thank you guys so much. The likes, the comments, all of it. We appreciate you and look forward to seeing you back here at 4:05 East.
That's right. And if you have already liked this video, please do so. If you haven't subscribed or gone back and watched some of our old episodes, I highly encourage you to do so.
Especially yesterday's We Got a Case. By the way.
Absolute banger, Creed. That's what the kids say. Until the next one, Creed, who loves you, baby? Bye. Oh, yeah. Oh.